Hey everyone. Yeah, this video is going to be pertaining to, I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but yeah, first of all, I do not consent. And unfortunately, yes, I have to use Bell for my internet. Well, there's only two options where I'm at, and the other option is Rogers. And, you know, Rogers isn't so far putting forth that they want to do this, although I'm sure they want to as well. But when you only have two basic options, well, once again, you're down to just picking the lessers of evils, because that's the thing in Kazakhstan, or should I say Canada, we have no real genuine options or competition in this country in regards to the telecom industry. No, it's a couple very established players who monopolize the industry and make sure to lobby government continuously to make sure that they keep out any potential competition that might challenge their market share. Anyways, before I even start in this article, I want to point out, because I know people will want to suggest that, well, hey, social media sites collect our data and our private information. Well, first of all, you do actually enter into that relationship voluntarily. But think about it. On the flip side of them getting some of your personal or private information, what do social media sites offer you? Well, free access to their sites. And not just to comment on something, but to set up your own pages, to make it your own. And not just one, you can set up multiples of them. You can run businesses out of them. You get a free email, secured email service, I'll add. You get instant video services. You can use it for making phone calls. And, well, things such as YouTube is you can create entire channels for free where you can propagate what you have to say without any middleman preventing you from doing so. That actually has a lot of value. For me, that's a lot of value. So the trade-off, for me, it's worth it. I'll let Google, I'll let YouTube, I'll let Facebook, I'll let Twitter have some of my private information and data because I recognize that I'm getting something in return. Bell is basically trying to suggest that they want your private information, but what are they offering you? Well, let's read the article and we'll find out. Headline out of CBC News Business. Bell wants permission to gather and track customer data. Canadian privacy laws mean they first have to ask. This being reported by the Canadian Press, January 7, 2019. Canada's largest telecommunications group is getting mixed reviews for its plan to follow the lead of companies like Google and Facebook in collecting massive amounts of information about the activities and preferences of its customers. Bell Canada began asking its customers in December for permission to track everything they do with their home and mobile phones, internet, television, apps, or any other services they get through Bell or its affiliates. In return, Bell says it would provide advertising and promotions that are more tailored to their needs and preferences. Tailored marketing means Bell will be able to customize advertising based on participant account information and service usage patterns. Similar to the ways that companies like Google and others have been doing for some time, the company says in recent notices to customers. If given permission, Bell will collect information about its customers' age, gender, billing addresses, and the specific tablet, television, or other device used to access Bell services. It will also collect the number of messages sent and received, voice minutes, user data consumption, and type of connectivity when downloading or streaming. Bell's marketing partners will not receive the personal information of program participants. We just deliver the offers relevant to the program participants on their behalf, the company assures customers. Teresa Skaza, who teaches law at the University of Ottawa and holds the Canada Research Chair in Information Law and Policy, says Bell has done a good job of explaining what it wants to do. But Skaza says Bell customers who opt into Bell's new program could be given away commercially valuable personal information with little to no compensation for increased risk to their privacy and security. Here's a company that's taken every shred of personal information about me from all kinds of activities that I engage in, and they're monetizing it. What do I get in return? Better ads? Really? That's it? What about better prices? Right? So as you're hearing, all you'll get, Bell, well, they'll just offer you targeting ads. Well, hey, with all these social media outlets, you get that, and like I said, a whole lot more. And trust me, I only covered, a substantial portion, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that you get through social media. I mean, Google alone, the sheer fact that anything you want to learn, you just type it into your page, in a Google page, and all this information comes to you freely, right? That's quite valuable, folks, quite valuable. So, you know, like I say, trying to compare like these social media sites to some of these established monopolies like Bell, not even on the same level. And no, I would never, ever, I'm just going to say it again, I will never give Bell my consent to collect any of my private information. Matter of fact, I hope we can get to the point where I never have to, if I didn't have to deal with Bell or Rogers at all, and there was like an actual new entrance or new player in the telecommunication industry in Canada, I just wouldn't deal with either of them. Never again would I would turn away from them so quick and never ever look back. And I know there are a whole lot of Canadians out there that feel the exact same way. And why is it? Because yeah, we're completely bent over and screwed on a continuing basis because we have no genuine competition for the telecom industry in this country. That's just the reality of the fact. That's just truth, folks. That's just reality. And Canadians know this intrinsically. Anyways, then they go on to say that it's, you know, this actually article is done pretty good. They offer some pro points and some con points. So it's actually reasonably balanced as far as how it's being reported. So once again, I always give credit where credit is due, and I'm going to give credit here. That they gave at least a somewhat balanced and objective basis for the reporting so that people could at least make somewhat informed decisions. Kudos to the CBC for doing that. Although, once again, the CBC, if I go back up, I'm pretty sure it was just it was the Canadian press. So CBC is just basically republishing what the Canadian press covered. But yeah, don't offer these established monopolies in this country anything, because you're not going to gain any genuine extra benefits as they're showing. Ooh, some targeting ads. Like I say, use social media if you want. If you want to have some targeted ads, social media's already got you covered there. And like I say, and it comes with a whole lot more. Social media sites, they don't give you money directly, but they are actually rewarding you to a substantial degree for giving them access to your private or personal information. And once again, you chose to voluntarily enter into that contract. It's not like government, right? Where they just presume that you entered into it just by sheer fact that you live somewhere. Right? They just presume you enter into their social contract. No. You actually had to fully sign up to Facebook or YouTube or any of those social. You could have avoided them, right? You can't avoid government. You can't avoid having to use one of the monopolized players in Canada like Bell or Rogers. That's a huge and glaring difference, folks. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.